Okay, again I repeat the for loop, right? For loop is nothing but repetition. So the repetition, how to specify? We need to specify the starting place and the ending place. What is the condition to end? And then what is the operation? That is nothing but the increment operator or the decrement operator. Increment is nothing but plus. So here we are using the increment operator, right? So I plus plus is nothing but I plus 1. Okay, so what is the value of I here? First, at the initial phase, what is the value of I here?
0.
0. Until where it has to run? Until less than 5.
5.
Okay, and then what is the value that should be incremented? It is I plus plus, right? So here value is 0. 0 is less than 5. Yes, right? So that is passed. And then what is the final value of I here? It is 0 plus 1. So here it will become 1. I'll put 0, 0 less than 5 to finally I value will become 1, right? So it will go inside and then I will be printed, right? What is the value of I? Initial value 0. Please notice here, you should always consider the value of initial value here, not the final value. Okay, final value is 1 but the initial value is 0. So that's what will come here, right? When it goes for the second time, once it is done, what happens when it goes for the second time? I will become 1. 1 less than 5, true or false? True. And then 1 plus 1, it will become 2, right? So it will go inside, 1 will be printed. So the next time the value of I is what? 2. Here I equal to 2 and 2 less than 5 and 2 plus 1. Final value of I is 3. Clear? Any confusion here? Similarly, next I value will become 3. 3 less than 5, true, and 3 plus 1, 4. Okay. Then I value is 4. 4 less than 5, true. 4 plus 1, 5. Now again it will repeat. I value is 5. 5 less than 5 is true or false?
False.
False. So the condition is failed. So it will exit of this loop. It will come out of this loop. That's the reason it will print only up to 4. Any confusion so far? All right, I'll write another program. SVM for int I equal to 1, I less than 10, I plus plus. Sort of, first I will say very similar. So now what will be the output now? From where it will start?
From 1.
It will start from 1 till where it will print?
9. 9.
9, right? Because when it becomes 10, 10 less than 10, it will become fail. So obviously it will fail, right? So it will print from 1 to 9. See, 1 to 9 with 1 increment. First value will be 1 and then it will become 2 and then 3, like that. So this is called as the for loop. This is called as the for loop. But we rarely use for loop. There is something called enhanced for loop. Okay, enhanced for loop. So we write it slightly different. So here I'll show you another program with the for loop itself. Let's see. Before we go to enhanced for loop, PSVM for int I equal to 10, I greater than 1, I minus minus. Sort of. What will happen now? From where it will start?
10.
It will start from 10. So what is the condition?
Decreasing order
In the decreasing order
by 1.
by 1. I
1.
minus minus is by 1. Decrement by 1. And what is the end condition? The value should become until greater than 1. So what will be the output now?
Until 2 it will print.
Sorry?
Until 2 it will print, sir.
Only 2.
Until 2, sir. 10, 9, 8.
Okay. 10 to 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. See, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1 also is not printed because when it becomes 1, 1 is greater than 1. No, 1 is actually equals 1. So it will fail, it will terminate. Right. I'll write another program. Equal to a less than or equal to n I plus plus. So what will be the output now?
1 to 10, sir.
1 to 10. We are not getting 1 to 9 because here the condition says less than or equal to. In the previous programs, it was just less than or greater than. So it was ending either one number before in the increment or one number after in the decrement. But here it will go up to the number whatever we specify here because the condition that we are specifying here is equals less than or equals to. Out I. Okay. Even for the decrement also you can use the same thing. Say 10 greater than or equal to 1 and I minus minus. It will start from 10 to it will print until 1. See? Clear? Any doubts?
Now, what if you want to increment or decrement 2 at every time?
If you want to increment 2
2.
every time, right? Let's write a new program EF. Try to copy paste. Here I will say I plus 2. Not a statement. I we cannot increment by 2. I had never seen such scenario. It was always by 1 only. It was always by 1 only. You cannot increment by any other number. This is how the for loop exists. But actually, here we are just incrementing on the numbers and then seeing. But in real time, this is not the scenario. You don't just loop over the numbers and then print the numbers. We do the for loop on the different things that you will understand later. You will get that examples later. But for now, our only intention is to learn about how the looping works. Okay, how the looping works and how these conditions works. But usually in real time, you don't write any such program like this, where you just put one number and then run it on the loop and then print it. Okay, you will understand even better in the subsequent program. There is no for loop to increment by 2 or 3 or whatever numbers it is. It is always by +1 or -1. Increment by +1 or decrement by -1. Clear? Any other doubts? Okay, so this is all about for loop. The other one, the enhanced for loop that I was talking about. So,
Anna,
yes,
can you just try I plus equal to 2?
I plus equal to 2. Yes, I think it worked. Yeah, you are right. So I plus equal to 2 or I plus equal to 3. Then this will be incrementing by. Yeah, this way we can work it out. But this is the first time I am seeing this, the combination. Usually we use either plus plus or minus minus one. Otherwise, it will skip some objects, right? Basically, we do this for loops on the objects in real time. When we are running the loop on the objects, we should run the loop on each and every object, not just either even positioned objects or the odd positioned objects or whatever randomly, right? So we should always run it everything. Clear? Can I move to the next topic? Yes or no? I'm creating a new package, object class. First, let's create some nodes here. In Java, we have a class called object class. So far, whatever we learned about object, right? It's not the object. There is an object class actually. Whatever we learned about the objects is closely relevant with this object class. Okay. So what it is? Let's try to understand. Object class is the supermost class, all the classes in Java. So if you remember about the inheritance, when we say A extends B, A was the superclass and B was the subclass, right? Similarly, whatever the classes you write in Java, for all of them, object class is the supermost class. Object, the class name itself is the object. We don't have to specify. By default, each and every class is the subclass of object. by default we don't have to specify this. By default, each and every class we write in Java is subclass of object class. We might have written some hundreds of classes here, A, B, C, D, E, whatever it is, right? All of them are the subclasses of object class. We don't have to specify separately. All of them are by default are the subclasses of the object class. That's how the Java is implemented. Okay. And where is this available? Object class is available in java.lang package. And noticed, let's say for example, if you take today's classes only, right? The for loop. So what is the package of class A here? It is com.finops.app.forloops, because in this package we created our class A, right? Similarly, when you go to the wrapper classes, this might help you understand even better, right? Okay, so here also all of these are the default, so you don't see this. For example, yeah, here. If you see here, this is the one auto generated class we had never opened. Just for your understanding, I am opening this now, right? So here Spring application, right? So this is where we are using. So this is available in this package org.springframework.boot.spring application. This is one package, right? Similarly, object class is available in java.lang package, which is the inbuilt package. Okay, so when you say class, what a class can contain? What a class can contain? A class can contain methods, right? Methods or the variables or the constructors or the static blocks or the non-static blocks, right? Second, I'll do that. There are several methods available in object class. What are those methods? String method, equals method, hash code method, clone method, finalize method, equals hash code, finalize. One more method is missing. Equals I have to right? There are 6 methods. I think it is for class. Let's look at the Google quickly. Let's see. For this, we have wait, notify, notify all. Totally, there are 9 methods, right? Which one is missing here? Clone, yeah, get class method. Get class. These are the 9 methods available in object class. So this might be an important question. might be a chance that what are the methods available in object class. You should tell all these 9 methods, right? Now let's understand how this object works. Let's write a simple program, create a new class A. Class A, I'm writing one non-static variable, and then I'm writing one constructor int I, which takes a argument int I. So I am assigning this dot I equal to I, dot I equal to, this is our class A. Now I'm going to write one manager class or the utility class or A manager. A manager. So here I'm going to use the class A. So how do we create the object for class A here? How do I create the object for class A? How do I create the object for class A? Very simple question, basic question I'm asking. How do I create the object for class A here? Nobody is there to respond. Not even a single person knows how to create the object. I'm not going to continue without the answer for this. Tej Vinay,
Yes, sir.
you don't know?
A1 is equal to new A.
Why you are not saying so far? Am I speaking in any other language?
Sorry, sir.
Not only you, others also. I know everybody has got this answer. Everybody knows this answer, but nobody is opening. And I'm asking multiple times, not just one time. And still nobody is opening their mouth. I know everybody knows the answer for this. I know that. A1 equal to new A. What is the value that I need to pass here?
Integer value.
Some integer value, because our constructor is expecting some integer value. Let's say I'll put 10. We'll create another object A2 equal to new A of, this time I'll give some 90. Okay. Now I'll create another object A3 equal to, I'll assign A1. So if you see the difference here, A1 is a new object by passing the value of 10. A2 is another new object by passing the value of 90. A3 is what? A3 is being assigned from A1. Whatever the value, whatever the object that we are creating with the name of A1 is being assigned to A3. Right? Whatever the object that has been created as A1 is being assigned to A3. I am not creating the new object here. I am just trying to reassign the already created or the already available A1 object to A3. Clear? Okay. Now I am going to print S out of A1. So far we had seen printing some messages or printing some numbers in the S out. While learning about the objects, we had created a lot of objects, but we never tried to print any object. We never tried to print any object. This is how we can print the object. We can pass the object also for printing. So now let's see what is the value that will be printed here. Anybody knows what will be printed here? Let's try to run this program. Class A manager. Run A manager. What has been printed here? This is what is printed as part of A1. Com dot finops dot app4 dot object class dot a at the rate some number. There is no significance for this number. Okay, there is no significance for this number. This is basically a hexadecimal number. This is basically a hexadecimal number. And what we call object format. This is a hexadecimal number. What is this? Why do we have the hexadecimal? When I try to print A1, why am I getting this some junk number, right? I would say there is no meaning for this. This is the address of the object, or this is the memory address of the object that we are creating. Okay, whenever you create any object, it tries to allocate some memory in our system, in our laptop, right, or in your computer. Whenever you try to create any object, right, each object occupies some memory, right? So what is the address of that memory? This is the address of that memory, right? Just in real time, all of us, when somebody gets a birth on the earth, you will get some address on the earth, right? What is the address? That is your house address, right? So similarly here also, each and every object will get some location, memory allocation in the system, memory allocation in the system. So to find out what is that object, each and every object will have one unique memory address. This will be unique. Please notice, this will be unique. Now if I print A2, you will see some other number, not exactly the same thing. I'm running it again. Guys, this is very, very important. See here, A2 has got some other number. This doesn't have any relation with this number. We might have thought that it is 5E91993F. So we did not get the next number or next letter or whatever it is. This will just get some random unique numbers. Random unique numbers. Memory address is a random unique number follows hexadecimal. follows the hexadecimal format, right? Now let's see if I try to print A3. Let's see what it will print for A3. You see here A3 and A1 are same. Why? Because we are assigning the object A1 only to A3. So there is no new address has been created, right? There is no new memory allocation. This is just another name, just like one person having the two different names or two different addresses. That's it. It's the same person. When there is a new object, each and every new object will have a new memory address, its own separate unique memory address. But when you assign to the existing objects, it will get the same memory object. Clear? Now, I was saying in the object class, there are certain methods, right? When I say object class, see here, object class A is also the subclass of object. Right? That's the first point that we learned here. By default, each and every class we write in Java is the subclass of object class, right? So that means whatever the methods are available in the object class are also available in class A. So what are the methods available in class A object class? These 9 methods, right? So that means all these 9 methods are available in class A. We are not seeing here. We are not writing it here. But since each and every class is the subclass of the object class, and object class has all these 9 methods, so these 9 methods are also available for each and every class. Guys, please try to understand. There are 3 points which are interlinked. Each and every class in Java is subclass of object class. That's how the Java is designed or implemented, right? So the object class has these 9 methods by default. Java developers, when I say Java developers, not either you or me, whoever has developed Java itself, right? The inventors of Java itself has created one Java class in such a way that each and every class that we create is the subclass of object class by default, and that object class has these 9 different methods in it, right? We learnt in the inheritance whatever the methods are variables available in superclass are available for subclass also, right? Whatever the methods or variables are available in superclass, those are all available in subclass also. Very similarly, since we are saying class A is the subclass of object class, all these methods are available in class A also. You can directly access them. You can directly access them. So how can I access all those methods? First, I'll try to access A1. If we just put dot, you will see all these methods. See, usually when we are learning about the methods, you are seeing only the methods that we were written, right? Whether it is method 1, method 2, method 3, M1, M2, M3, or perform, whatever it is, right? But here, if you see, explicitly we have not written any methods here, right? But still, when you just put a dot, you will see all these methods are available. Equals is there, hash code is there, toString is there, get class is there, notify is there, notify all is there, wait is there. There are 3 different waits with the 3 different arguments, which is nothing but the again wait method has the 3 different formats. That means this is just like method overloading only, right? Wait method without any arguments, wait method with one argument, wait method with 3 argument, but still just consider all of these 3 as a one method only, right? Then what else are missing here out of the methods that I had told? wait notify all is there, toString equals and hash code is there, clone method and finalize method are not visible here. There is a something else that we learned for the clone and finalize, so that we'll get it later. For now, each and every class, for each and every object, all these methods are available, right? Now let's understand the toString method. A1 dot toString. Similarly, I'll put A2 dot toString sort of A3 dot toString. So here, just for separation, I'll put some stars here. Okay. So whatever the output that will print above the stars is directly the objects, and then we are printing A1 dot toString, A2 dot toString, A3 dot toString. Let's run the program and then see the output. You had got the same output. You had got the same output, whether it is directly the object or whether you call the toString method, right? You will get the same objects, same output. Now what I'll do here is, in this class, whatever the class you write, you just right click, right? Right click, you will see an option called generate. Please observe very carefully, this is most important option and you will have to use hundreds of times this option in your daily day-to-day development after getting the job. Okay, I'll just, I'm repeating it again. I'll just right click on the class, I'll click on generate. You will see all these options: constructor, getter, setter, getter and setter, equals and hash code, toString method, override methods, test and copyright. Let's learn about only the toString method for now. Just click on toString method. You will get this option I colon int. Why? Because we had created a variable I. Okay, that's it. See, that has generated this piece of code. You don't have to touch this. Okay, you should never touch also. You should always generate this toString. For example, if you make any changes, right, you should delete the existing toString method and again you should generate it. Generate toString. You should never write it manually. Please remember, guys, you should never write the toString method manually. You should never. If you are comfortable or you are overconfident that you can write without any mistakes, you can write. Even a small equal symbol, even a small bracket symbol, or even a small quotes symbol goes wrong, the whole application will go wrong and you will not be able to understand the problem, and then you will not be able to run the program. You not, that is very very dangerous in real time. You should never write the toString method manually. You should always generate it the way that I had shown. Okay, now it's all the same piece of code. We have the toString method, and then if you see, we have at the rate override. This is nothing but the annotation. This is nothing but the annotation, right? That means we are overriding this method, right? Usually when the overriding happens, that same toString method is available in its super class, that is object class. So there, from the superclass to subclass, we have got the toString method, so we are getting the overridden here. If you see here, you will see the up arrow here. That means this method has a is overridden from the superclass. If you just put the mouse pointer here, see, overrides methods in method in object. You just click on the object, and also I told java.lang, right? The object class is available in java.class. Just put the mouse pointer here. It shows overrides method in object class. You can go and click on this. You can see this is the object class that Java has. See, this is available in the package java.lang that we learned, and this has some methods, right? This is one private method. That's the reason we were not able to see it here. Private methods you cannot see outside, right? Then it has a static block. It has a object. This is a constructor, right? This is the get class method which I had shown here. See, this is the public method, right? That's the reason you are able to see it here when you see a1 dot. Similarly, if you come down, you can see the hash code method, which is a public. You will see the equals method, right? See, all these methods will be available here. Clone method is also available here, but it is protected method. So that is the reason you are not able to see it here, right? Protected clone, yeah. Here you will see that toString method. It is a public method. That's the reason you are able to see in any class. And then the notify, notify all, wait, right? Wait without any arguments, wait with single argument, wait with two arguments, and the finalize method, which is a protected method, right? So this is the object class we have in the Java, which is predefined. We did not write this class. See, if you can see the symbol here, it is locked. That means it is just a read-only class that is readily available in Java. We are not writing this class. This class has come when you install the JDK, Java Development Kit. We installed Java or the JDK in the first class itself, right? So all these inbuilt classes will be available as part of JDK. Clear? Any confusion so far? Back, we had seen how output was coming when we don't have the toString method. Now we have the toString method. Let's run the program. See, the output is changed. A1 is what? With what value it has been created? With 10. A2 is created with what value? 90. Right? A3 is what? Which is the reassigning the A1 object. That is again with 10. Right? Now all of it is coming same. Why we are getting this format? If you see in the toString method, you can see the same output. A bracket, right? And then I equals to, right? You have the same content, and then plus I. That means this is the value of I that we are passing, right? And then we are closing the bracket. Here also you are saying the same thing. This is what exactly is happening here, right? This is what exactly is happening here. Okay. Now, why we need to override the toString method? Why we need to override the toString method? Or we had learnt about without overriding what happens and with overriding what happens, right? If you don't override, you will get some random number which is just a memory address. But if you override, you will get exactly the numbers or the content or the whatever the values that you assigned. So at the end of the day, we all want the values, not the memory address, right? We don't care about where the object stays in the memory. We care about what is the value of the object. Just like in our daily life, we don't care about where a person lives. We care about what is the value of that person, right? and what are the capabilities he can do, he can perform, right? What are the actions he can perform, right? If you just consider an object with a normal person, right? So an object can perform what? Let's say, for example, eating, drinking, sleeping, driving, right? All of these are the, or walking, right? Or moving the hands, moving the legs, right? Or seeing with the eyes, hearing, right? All of these are the default capabilities of any person, right? Or any human being, or in fact, I should say, any creatures or the creatures, right? Any human being. Let's just talk about the human beings only. These are all the various functions or the functionalities any person can perform by default, right? But when it comes to a, let's say, if any person is a software engineer, what he can do in addition to all these activities like walking, talking, sleeping, seeing, hearing, right? In addition to that, what he can do, he can also develop the software, because he is specialized in that software, right? So he is specialized in that. Similarly, if you talk about the doctor, in addition to the default functions, he can function as a doctor, he can treat the diseases, right? Similarly, each and every class has the all these nine default functions, default functionalities or the functions of the activities, right? Or the methods. In addition to that, if you want to write any new method, right? Let's say, for example, void ends, void method, sort of. Now, in addition to all these nine methods, this class A can also perform the method, can also provide the functionality of this. What is this method? So inside the method, what is the functionality that we have? It just prints the method. If you just put yes out of, not yes out. A1 dot, if you see, should see method also now. See, you have the method. In addition to the default functions, we have added our user defined method or the user defined function. See, we have the method now in addition to this. Clear? Any doubt so far? This is slightly overloading or whatever I should say, but you need to understand this. Without this, there is no Java. Whole Java is depending on this. Whole Java is depending on object class, right? Whole Java is depending on object class. If we don't, see, while doing the practice, you should write the programs without overriding this method and with overriding this method. I had not written a separate program, right? So I just write the comments here. Practice without overriding with and with and without overriding toString method. Right? Now let's write some points about this toString method. Right? We don't override the toString method. then object will return its memory address in hexagonal format. We override string method, then it returns the content of the object. Content of the is mandatory mandatory to override the toString method. It is mandatory, right? Because if you don't override, it just gives the memory address and you don't understand what is that memory address, right? So it is always mandatory to override the toString method. So how do we override the toString method? I had shown the option. Right click on the class, generate, select toString, right? Then say OK. Here I am not saying OK because it is already there. So here also it should be selected. What are the variables you have it here? It should be selected here, right? So now I will show you another class B with multiple variables. Even the constructor also you can generate it the same way. See, I will first write another variable int j, right? Right click, generate constructor, and if you want to create the constructor with only single argument, then you can select with whatever it is, whether you want it with I or j, or if you want both, you can select both, or if you want to create without any arguments, you select none and OK, right? See, first I will select none. So here the constructor is without any argument, right? Then I will create another constructor, generate constructor only with I. Okay, now I will create another constructor with both. I'll select both here, just click here. Okay, just hold the control and then click, then both will be selected. Click OK, right? So now what is the next step? We need to override the toString method. Generate again toString method. See, by default it has selected both. You should not touch anything. It should be always selecting all the variables, whether it is one variable or zero variables or multiple variables. You should always select all the available variables in that class. See here, if you see, just like earlier, if you notice the content of the toString method, you can see v of I equal to value of I, j equal to value of j, right? If I quickly write another class B manager, just copy paste quickly. So it is B B1 equal to new B of 10 comma 20, B2 equal to new B of 30 comma 40. I will just print a sort of B1 out of B2. See, if you notice the toString, the content of the toString, what is that we are returning? We are returning the some string b of I equal to value of I, j equal to value of j, and then closing bracket. This is what it is, right? If you don't override the toString method, you will just get some hexagonal address. Clear? Any doubts, guys, so far? This is a little bit tricky to digest, but you need to put lot of efforts to understand. Without understanding this, you will not understand anything in your real-time projects, how this works. Okay, I'll stop here unless you have any questions.